Here's a log that was been opened by a black bear. You notice that the top edges of it has been torn off. You can see pieces of the bark along the side of it here. This was recently done because I've been following his tracks along the creek down there for quite a ways. And the bear came up. There's an old road over here, and the bear came through that brush, came out onto the logs, and ripped open a few of them, looking for insect or ant larvae, other things that are edible inside of logs. This is midsummer, middle of July, and berries have not ripened yet, so there aren't other food sources. So logs are still a great source of food for the bears. It gives them protein when they find grubs and larvae of insects and ants in here. Pretty cool find, huh? This is the kind of thing you can find out in the forest when you go tracking. See you on the trails. Here's a close-up view of the log that was opened up by the black bear. And you can see that pieces of wood were torn off from in here. If you look inside this wood, you can see holes. These are called galleries. There are galleries in here from bark beetles and ants and other insects that lay their eggs in this wood. And this type of sawdust-looking material is called frass, which is a material that they leave behind. So the bear actually opened this up. Probably found some nice protein in here too. Pretty yummy. Over there's the log that we just looked at. And I'm going to show you the trail that the bear came in on. So under this tree here and through that brush. Tracking them in brush is not so bad. You just have to look for sign. In this case, the flattened grasses came directly off this old road over here and showed me the direction the bear went. The creek was down there, and that's where the bear came from. Perfect bear habitat. So if you see grasses bent down, the direction that they are bent is the direction of travel. And that's the way the bear went. Into there and found that log and opened it up, found some nice protein. So keep your eyes open when you're tracking in forest environments. Looks like our friend the black bear has been very busy again. Notice all the dirt thrown out of here. He dug a hole here. Why? Because of this wasp nest that was underground. There's still a few in there, and they're not very happy, so I'm not going to get too close. But you can see after the bear left this wasp nest, he went down here through the grass and went into the water of this old pond here. He may have gotten stung by the wasps. There's another nest over here that he also dug up. These are underground nesting wasps. Quite a few of them still left in this one. They're trying to repair it. But the bear is getting protein by digging up these nests. I don't want to make these guys mad because they're busy building here. So black bears in the middle of summer are digging up wasp nests and jumping into the water of ponds. Possibly to cool off, possibly to escape the wasps. I don't know. But he left a lot of sign going down that hillside into that water. More fun tracking black bears. Here's another cool find on the trail of the same black bear. The bear came up here from this direction and walked over this sapling, straddling it on both sides of its body and knocking it over, breaking it off. See how it's broken here? Still living, laying on the ground. But bears do this as a territorial marking thing. It's called straddle marking. Pretty neat find, huh? All kinds of things you can find when you follow bears. We're going to continue to backtrack him that direction. Looking a little more closely at this tree that was straddle marked by the black bear, You can see some older sign on here that was healed over, these scars that were made when a buck came along and rubbed his antlers on it. The tree was still alive when the black bear came along and straddle marked it and knocked it over. That's what happened to these leaves here, where they're knocked over. This is old sign from the fall when the buck was rubbing his antlers on it. Interesting. There's sign from two animals on one tree. There's a really nice bear track underneath the grass. You can see the pad, the shape of the pad. The toes were over here. It's going that direction. There's a really nice trail here through the grass made by the bear. I'm going to focus this a minute. Here's the track we were just looking at right here. And here's the trail of the bear through the grass. The direction of travel is towards me. You can tell that if you look at the direction that the grasses have been laid down. They've been laid down in this direction. So that was the direction of travel. The bear came through here and went on out that way. You can see his trail through the grass. Goes around that and on down this old overgrown dirt road.